Hello again, everybody. It's Todd Struch, the Horror Nerd, here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival at the Showboat in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I have the distinct pleasure of sitting here with the star of the first season of American Horror Story, Miss Naomi Grossman. Naomi, how are you?
I'm great. Not the first season, though. The second, the fourth, the eighth, and the spin-off series.
Shows you what I know.
You're
right?
fired.
Well, it's a good thing I have my partner in crime, Zach, here to help me out. Give it to him. So I'm sorry about that. No, he absolutely can. I can't believe I flubbed that, but I did. And
no, it's all right. You stand corrected.
It's live TV, folks. No, it's not. So, all kidding aside, Naomi, when I first met you, I got this very picture, and I need to talk about the makeup. How many hours in the makeup chair are we talking about here?
About 2.5 to 3.
Wow. And I can't even comprehend that. How challenging is it to go and get yourself in a mindset to play a character like this in such heavy makeup?
I mean, that's just my job, you know. That's what I do, is to be someone that I'm not. So, how do you do your job?
I'm just winging it. As
Same.
you found out at the beginning of the
That's
interview.
true.
Right? So, no, I guess so. I get it. I'm in computers, you know, so yeah, it's my job. So
Okay.
I totally get it. So, if you don't mind, I do have a partner sitting here with me, someone who's been helping me and studying film and worked with me on a film, Mr. Zach Devanney. And if it's okay with you, I'm going to pass the mic over.
Sure.
He's a huge fan of American Horror Story. I'm sure he might have a question or two.
All right.
Is that cool?
Right. Of course.
All right. Zach, go for it.
Okay, so you worked on American Horror Story and American Horror Stories, and one was where each episode was different, and even though they were two different shows, was there something like extremely different between the two? Was it a lot of the same, like people behind the scenes? Was there anything like really different about filming each of the shows?
No, it's the same. I mean, there were a lot of the same people, since it's still Ryan Murphy Productions. There was still, you know, a lot of crossover. A lot of people saying like, "Oh, this is your fourth season, right?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute, this is actually technically the first season of this show." But then I was like, they mean, yeah, the franchise. But no, I mean, honestly, it's the same. It's the same. I mean, the role was obviously very different, and the fact that it was a one-off, the fact that, you know, the wardrobe and makeup and production design, all of them had to do all this work for just one episode, right? As opposed to like normally they're figuring it out for the entire season. So in that regard, I know it was different. It was different for them.
Yeah.
But you know, my job's the same regardless, whether it's 8 episodes or just one. You know.
Another question is, for American Horror Stories, was there any scenes that maybe you could talk about that were like maybe cut and added in? Because I know your character, spoiler alert, does die off in American Horror Stories, and a lot of people were like upset because we thought we'd be with you the entire episode. I thought that you were going to be like our leading person to help like in the end, and then was there anything that
tried
wasn't
my
there?
best.
Yeah, a lot of people were upset to see you go so early.
No, honestly, it was pretty much as written, actually.
Really?
I think the trouble with it is just that they're self-contained stories, and there's only so much you can do in an hour.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm with you. Like, I want as much screen time as possible, you know? So, I said scream time, but of course I meant screen time. But it's kind of still works, right? No, but I think, yeah, I mean, it would have been awesome to see like a flashback to 86 or
definitely.
whatever, you know? But no, technically, that's how it appeared on the page. But you know, when you're looking at an episode that's 45 minutes long, I'm only going to be in so much of it.
And another question is, through a lot of American Horror Story, there are some times where it does get really dark, especially for like it could jump from having like comedic scenes to something where it's incredibly dark and hard. And especially for Pepper, she had that really dark backstory and like sad too. Was it emotionally challenging for you at all to kind of do that?
Yes, but again, that's what I do. I mean, yeah, the things that make you cry the first day are different than the things that make you cry the 7th day. Like, by the 7th day, you're just crying because you're exhausted.
I know they filmed that one scene, I think, because I saw another interview somewhere where you said it was like really in the morning or late at night, where I think it was like your head banging the wall.
Yeah,
or
exactly. That was like 4 in the morning on the 7th day.
Oh,
so
yeah.
by then, I'm just like, I'm out of tears, but I am tired, so that's something to cry about.
What would you say is your out of all the characters you played, Pepper, Apocalypse, the cult, not leader, attendant, member,
Yeah.
and your American Horror Stories character? Which one would you say is your favorite?
I mean, Pepper is so special in so many ways. Like, it's going to be really hard to ever trump that, ever. I would say, honestly, my one-woman shows, that, if anything, it would be the closest second there would be, only because those are all me, you know what I mean? Like, the success of American Horror Story, we can honestly attribute to like hundreds of people on the payroll, and a bazillion-dollar budget, whereas, you know, my shows are all me. Like, it literally, like, there's, other than directing the things, like, there's really nothing I didn't do for them. So I take tremendous pride in that. Whereas, you know, I have to give props to like hundreds of people for the American Horror Story success. Anyway, so that said, I think I do take certain pride in my own solo shows, but as far as others' characters go, Pepper is all that.
Well, me along with so many other people would love to see you in another season of American Horror Story.
Aw, thanks.
And I hope that we do get to see that.
Yeah, well,
soon.
let them know. You know, that's how this works.
Yeah, definitely.
You tweet, they read, they apply what they learn.
Yeah, well, as many people can get to help do that and see you again.
Yeah, that's how it happened the first time. So make it happen a second, or third, fourth.
As many as possible.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I think that's all the questions I have. I'm going to give this back.
Yeah, all right, kid, that's enough. So that was great, guys. So Naomi, one final question: if there was one bit of advice you could give to, say, a young up and coming actor like Zach here, what would it be?
Is this like a hour-long show, or is this we need a whole series for this?
Okay, well, we'll work that out. But
one bit of advice?
Any tidbit you might want to pass along. I don't mean to stump you.
No, okay. If I have to really like pick my favorite, I would say that you have to love it, and by it I mean the work, like not the idea of the like end product, right? Like not the like being on the sides of a bus or. I say that, and I feel like one day I'm going to be hit by an actual bus, and I'll be on the side of a bus, and I'll be like, see, you manifested that. So I have to be very careful. But I mean, you know, for people who are like, I want to be on billboards, I want to be in magazines, I want to be on red carpets. Well, that's great, but that is not what you're actually going to be doing day in and day out. So you need to love the actual grind, the day-to-day minutia that is, like, if you're okay doing that and all you're getting is some hits on YouTube, then you're in the right business, because that, you know, because all that other stuff is not guaranteed. So it's great if it happens, but like you have to love the work, not the possible byproducts, which are truly almost impossible.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, because life is too short. So, like, enjoy what you do, whatever it is. If you're in computers or you're an aspiring filmmaker, just, you know, enjoy your life, because that's all you got, right? You're living it for you. So, have a good time.
Fantastic. Naomi, thank you so much for a few minutes of your time.
Of course.
Today. I truly appreciate it. I wish you much success in all of your future endeavors.
Thank you.
And have a great rest of the weekend here at the convention.
Thank
Naomi
you.
Grossman, everyone here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival at the Showboat in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I'm Todd Staruch, the Horror Nerd, along with Zach Devanney, and we're signing off, and we will see all of you in the next interview.